He's got there, he's finally done it. Your Uncle Tino has hit 1 million subscribers on YouTube, and this is my 1 million subscriber special, and it has been a very long, hard road to get here with so much blood, sweat and tears, but after the constant grinding, I have made it to the 1 million subscriber mark, and they're actually saying that it's the quickest that anyone's ever actually gotten to 1 million subscribers on YouTube before. Now, I can't verify that, but it is just what they're saying. And I could spend all this time talking about how brilliant I am, but you already know that, and I am a man of the people, and that's why I want to dedicate my 1 million subscribers to my #1 fan who I was with at the weekend, and we were at a wedding and he just kept coming up to me and talking about just how much he loved my videos and he never misses any of them, and he was like, I don't watch all Coach Greg videos or Dr. Mike's videos, but I always make sure to watch all your videos, and there was just some severe glazing going on. So I'm going to dedicate that and give a nice big shout out to a tiny wee guy. However, amongst all the glazing, he did try and wind me up a little bit about my favourite influencer.
Oh, sweet baby mama!
And ironically, this is who first introduced me to him by sending me one of these videos that actually had nothing to do with his big stupid bulk, but was another just stupid, ridiculous thing that he had said. And he was telling me, like, to get to the very, very top, oh, I'm pretty much already there, but it was like, you need to start proper beef, you need to make daily videos on him, call him out, just keep going until you get a reaction, use the drama to get more views. And while I'm at the peak of my powers and hit this illustrious milestone, I would just like to use this time just to remind you all about why I am actually here, and that is because I am a coach. First and foremost, I'm a coach to my actual clients and just making sure I'm always providing the best service possible and getting them the best results and making them just as strong as handsome as possible. And secondly, to anyone who isn't a client but watches all my content, I am trying to educate you and make your training as good as it can possibly be, and also hopefully maybe give you some motivation and just make sure that you're not being a lazy bastard and you're absolutely doing what you can to fulfill your potential. And as much content as I do churn out in the high amount of time and effort that I do put into it, obviously to a little bit of a lesser extent on here because it's only like my wee side thing once a week and Instagram's the main thing. And on that note, if you're not following me on Instagram, go and make sure that you do. I don't want to be judged on views or followers or beef or anything like that. I want to and should only ever really be judged on my results. Because if you're a coach, that is what should matter. And I think in the online age where everybody is obviously posting content, sometimes it kind of gets lost in the fact that your main job and your actual main mark of credibility is going to be, is all these things you're telling other people to do actually working for people who you coach? And I don't want to make this whole video about Nick Kizajak because I've done enough of that, but just to use him as an example, I have heard him talk about how he's a premium online fitness coach with like 70 clients or something like that. And he himself is clearly a big strong guy with a good physique, and he has found a hack to the algorithm, as it were, where his content is very good at churning out views and bringing in new followers. And all of that does give the illusion that he's very knowledgeable and knows what he's doing. But what he should be judged on isn't his follower count or what he's doing in his own training. When you're calling yourself a premium coach, you should be judged based off of your results, of which they don't really seem that evident. He's a funny one because one minute I think he's clueless, but then when I scroll down his page to like last year when I was looking for something for a reel, I seen that he was talking about how you don't actually need to bulk to build muscle, and he was just trying to stay in a small surplus and not make the big bulking mistakes he's made in the past, which is just total contradictory to what he's been preaching about over the last however long. And what that tells me is that he's just doing what he's doing right now purely for views, which is like just another reason about why he shouldn't be taken seriously. But then you've got all the NPCs who follow him, who are in the comments when he posts a good update picture, being like, where's all the haters now? That's really shut them up. Not understanding that the argument was he couldn't actually get lean again, because quite clearly anybody can get fat and then get lean. But the argument was that he had actually taken it far too far, and it just wasn't what was required to build muscle. And what the NPCs can't see is that A, he had a good physique before he started the bulk, B, what he said was going to happen just hasn't happened, because he said that he was going to be shredded between 190 and 200 pounds, and he's now well into the 180s and he's still not there yet. And C, he actually hasn't gained any new muscle because he looks the exact same now at his current body weight as what he did at that same body weight before the bulk started. Went on a bit of a tangent there, but the point being is that is why he just can't post any results, because he doesn't have them. And yes, I'm not talking literal, because there is the odd result that does come through. And just please bear in mind, when people do have very large followings and largely offer shit coaching and don't know what they're doing, there will be some outliers that even with the shit coaching, for whatever rhyme or reason, do manage to get a result out of it. And what's that saying about a broken clock striking twice?
Is she a retard?
You know what I'm talking about. But even then, when we are talking like maybe, I don't know, a handful, maybe 10 results out of 80,000 followers, that is like a ridiculously bad ratio. Can't obviously use my new Instagram page because it's not long started, but even if we just kind of use my old page as my metric and we say that I had 4,000 followers. I post client results 3 days a week, and if you want to go and take a look on my website, I've actually not been able to keep up with that for over a year, and I think it was like the beginning of last year is when the last time it was actually updated. And even now, and it depends what you want to call it, a client result, because obviously it's sort of like a never-ending thing and it's constant improvements. I could post like proper, serious, tangible results, gains, progress, lifts, whatever, every single day of the week if I wanted to. And I genuinely struggle to keep up posting them all. Now, could you imagine how many more results I'd be posting if I had 20 times the followers to be potential clients? Like an extra literal 2,000%.
Quick maths.
So just please bear in mind that even though I am just like ridiculously massive time, and I have been always to be fair, but even now when I'm at 1 million subscribers, don't just judge me and all the online bullshit. Like obviously if you can listen to my advice, or anyone's advice for that matter, and then you can use it pretty regularly in your training and it helps you, then it's probably somebody you should consider hiring as a coach. But even if you aren't going to hire somebody as a coach, and it doesn't matter what you think about anything, about follower accounts or video series or any of this type of thing, if you can't see tangible proof that the coach is doing the job that he said he would do, a bit like hiring somebody to build your house when they can't actually show you any houses that they've built.
A bit of a weird analogy.
It should be a massive red flag, and don't let anybody tell you differently. And again, whether it be Nick or anybody else, maybe they do have all these results, but I just can't work out for the life of me why you wouldn't post them. Like surely you should be proud of that and showing off the people that you're helping, but I suppose because it's not them posting themselves, they'll probably see it as like an ego thing or something like that, which is obviously why they're just constantly chasing followers and just posting nonsense and rage bait just trying to get views. So you can follow me if you like or not. I've got enough followers now and that's me pretty much set for life, and I might even disappear off YouTube because I've hit the big milestone. But obviously you know where I am if you do want to watch any of my weekly videos. You also know where I am if you want to watch any of my daily content on the Instagrams, and obviously last and certainly far from least, if you want actual good proper coaching, I more than anyone is the guy for the job. So got my inquiry form down there, or you can just drop me a message on Instagram. I'll leave it there, and wee sacks, I hope you enjoyed the video and I'll catch up with you soon.